These are the components of your adaptable vertical response rack. When we look at that, you've seen the sheets on the capabilities. This is built with a lot of mindful redundancy in there. There's multiple ways in which you can create your progressive captures or your various rope wraps, depending on what your environment is and depending what your organic assets are. But how do we put this whole thing together and rig it? You can do it any way you want. This is kind of our suggested way of doing it, and we'll kind of explain why. So when we look at that, the totem is obviously kind of the platform in which we're going to be able to rig everything off of. First of all, we'll take a look at our ARS pulley, which is a double pulley system that is held together with magnets. So we separate those because these are going to be on different parts of our rack. If we need them to be two together, you're more welcome to set that up if you're doing a 5-to-1 simple or anything like that. First, we're going to take the piece that has the wire eye. This is typically what we're going to be putting onto our harness so it doesn't flick around and cross-load our carabiner. So right off the bat, we can hook that up, leave it in that configuration for now. Next piece, we're going to grab one of our HMS carabiners and put on our Adaptable Spock. We can keep that in the open or closed position. To close it, we just lean that forward and release. This will go in. This goes into the big hole. Next one we're looking at is our rope grab. A couple different ways that you can rig this depending on how fast or what kind of configuration you want. The assault configuration, typically we're going to have this roll clip with our rope grab put in here, and we can leave some of the extra stuff out for an assault configuration, thinking that we may not be going above a 3-to-1 mechanical advantage. It's just kind of fast and light. For the full rig, what we're typically going to do is we're going to take this carabiner, oval carabiner, and we're going to place the ARS with the becket in it. This will be our go-to when very quickly we're trying to set up that 3-to-1, knowing that there's a chance that we may have a 1 or 2 person load, hard angle, producing a bunch of friction, and we may need to increase that to a 5-to-1. When we set that 3-to-1 up, this gives us the opportunity now to grab this off, clip this right into that becket, and be able to have a 5-to-1 simple very quickly. So for this configuration, we'll go ahead and put this right onto that next portion, and now we have everything that we need for up to a 3-to-1, anything we need for ascending also, where this is going to be on our waist. This will be holding our Purcell Prusik. Next, we'll get into some of the software. When we look at the Purcell Prusik, this is the 16 feet of cord that you have on there. We have this tied into a Purcell Prusik in an element configuration, which is made to absorb quite a bit of weight, quite a bit of load, whether you're using it on a helo strap or we're passing knots within our system. So we'll typically put the screw link onto the end of that, although we can take that off and use it for a releasable anchor. When that comes up, how we typically will rig that is we'll pass that through, take all those loops and put them right onto one of our HMSs. That HMS can sit on either side of your stitch plate, and we'll put that right there. The next piece we're looking at is going to be with our roll clip. On that, we'll typically have our VT Prusik, just in case you need another Prusik for your complex 5-to-1. And we'll also put the other carabiner or the other pulley right on there. That'll sit right there. And then last, at the very top, is our anchor strap. This is our air cord from Adaptable. Very, very strong anchor. However you want to keep that, we just kind of have it wound. Once we get to this point, we'll cross that up, wrap that up to take up some of the slack. Punch that through. And that is your racked out system.